to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio, video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks, exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Are you a veteran looking for a new companion animal? A dog, a cat, or maybe something else? The Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs Vets Get Pets program can cover up to $350 of your pet adoption fees. Visit veterans.nebraska.gov/vetsgetpets to learn more about program requirements and how to apply. Want to help support the program? Get your Vets Get Pets specialty license plates from the Nebraska DMV. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Power Hour with two-time national champion Todd Uhlir. Powered by Window World of Lincoln and Set the Bar Subs on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I like my music there, Rico.
You like your intros?
Yeah, I like that. That's awesome.
I like to think I did a little bit of a good job on that.
Yeah, did awesome, man. Appreciate it. Happy Saturday morning. I wasn't here last week because of pregame, so I'm excited to be back in the saddle. I trimmed up. I don't look like Santa Claus anymore. I did that for my granddaughter. I grew it out so that she thought I was Santa Claus, but I don't think she'll remember. I'll have to do it every year, though. So, but yeah, excited to be here. The Power Hour. We're going to talk college football playoffs, and then we're going to go into something that's near and dear to me is why New Year's resolutions don't work and what to do instead. So, I know all week. Well, I guess it's not all week since the other game, the Notre Dame game wasn't played till Thursday. But so I'm excited to talk about some of these matchups that we saw and what people think, about the playoff system and my thoughts on the playoff system and, what we may see going forward and the matchups going forward, that kind of stuff. So out the gate, Penn State, Boise State, 31-14 I thought Penn State did an amazing job of containing Ashton Genty.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first time I've watched a Boise State game. I've watched all his highlights, right? Like,
oh yeah, he's electric.
He's insane, and so I thought, Penn State. I don't think Boise State just had the other weapons, right?
Mhm.
Like the quarterback wasn't bad. I'm not saying he's bad. They just didn't have the other weapons. When Penn State said, "Hey, somebody else is going to have to beat us," there was nobody else to beat them, right? And then just Penn State played a great game. Congratulations, Big Ten team dominating. I don't even know what division Boise State's in. I don't even know what.
They're in the Mountain West.
Oh, they're still Mountain
Yeah.
West. Okay,
They're in the Mountain West, and they with the 2 additions of, I believe, Oregon State and Washington State. I mean, the Mountain West has like decent teams
Yeah,
for like a group of 5, group of 6, whatever you're going to classify them for as a team. Like the Mountain West has some solid teams that I think can compete with some of the Power 5, Power 4 teams. But once you get up into the upper echelon of Power 4 teams, it's a little tougher. But that same Boise State team only lost by 3 to Oregon at the beginning of the season. So
yeah, but we saw what Ohio State did to Oregon. So
yeah, I mean, that's the Ohio State team that everybody thought preseason was going to be running through everyone this season.
Yeah, so that was a great game. It was good to and I think Boise State deserved to be in the playoff. Did they deserve a bye? Probably
not. No,
Right.
probably not. But
And did maybe a bye hurt them?
I
Right.
think so. We talked about this a lot during the week. And Ashton Genty said that his body felt like he finally felt like he did before the season started with the like 3 weeks off that they had. But at the same time, I think 2 weeks maybe would have been enough for him to heal up. Maybe even 1 week, just like a regular bye week, enough for him to heal up, but keep the same momentum going forward that Boise State had all season. Because notice any team that had a bye started the game slowly. The top 4 seeds all lost, and they started their games extremely slowly. Some of them started to pick it up, a la Arizona State, and Boise State kept it close for a while. But some of them, like Oregon, just got trounced.
Yeah,
just didn't stand a chance.
So then the Texas ASU and I need to shout out. After watching the first round and the kind of just those teams shouldn't have been playing each other, and then seeing Arizona State have such a horrible start, I went on to Facebook. I posted, "Geez, Arizona State, you're totally embarrassing yourself." That didn't age well.
Yeah, I saw that, and I read through some of the comments after the game, and I go, "Yeah, they got him."
Yeah, and you can go through I post mainly about fitness and about Window World and about Set the Bar Sups, and I'm fairly entrepreneurial on my site or on my Facebook page, and I don't post a lot. I didn't even as a dad of a player at Nebraska, I'm not going to comment on the state of the union, right? As Nebraska is. I'll voice my opinions if asked, but I'm not just going to shout them out into the never, because you see what happens. Go to my Facebook page, find the Arizona State post. I got drilled.
A little lambasted. It's all good.
It was all good, but I literally got a text that said like, "You jinxed Texas." And I'm like, yes,
good.
At least I did something good, right? Like, and then obviously inside of that game, the targeting call, which is, at this point, I mean, we all know it was targeting.
Yes.
We all know it was targeting.
Yeah, we can all agree on that. If you don't agree that if you want to say that wasn't targeting, then I don't know what you're looking at anymore.
Then you're a Texas fan, period. That's it. I mean,
you wanted the Longhorns to win.
Right. And so, I've heard a lot, on the net about, should we take out the rule? Should we not penalize it? Like, I don't know. I played in the era that there was no such thing. Like, that was just expected. You may die coming across the
flags were few and far between back then.
Yeah. So, is it part of the game? Absolutely. Am I all for player safety? Absolutely. So we're teetering on that fine line, and I do think it needs to be a penalty. I do think the kid needs to be ejected, but I don't think he needs to sit out the next half of the next game. I think that's crazy.
Unless it happens in I wouldn't say the first half. I'd say if it happens late in the fourth quarter, then maybe miss the first quarter of the next game. Maybe, but I don't like the whole if it happens in the second half, you miss the first half.
Yeah.
But if it happens in the first half, you're missing the second half of the game regardless. But to penalize them for the next game for an entire half for something that happened, I don't know about that.
I do think that needs to be addressed somehow. That because I mean, and don't get me wrong, every kid knows. Like I played the game. I don't think you intentionally are trying. Like most guys aren't intentionally trying to target people.
Some people are,
Especially
but it's not.
they were in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some pro players that would literally bring their arms into receivers' heads as they were coming across the middle and taking them off. Like, and they got famous for that, right? Like,
yeah. They're like, oh, look at that hit!
Yeah,
oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, and in the blind side stuff and things like that. So I think that has to be addressed as well as some of this other stuff. And then, so obviously I had to eat my words. Scattaboo is crazy. Pukin, that was a lot of fun to watch. And I'm glad Arizona State made it a game, right? And especially, but it seems like Texas always starts pretty quick and then kind of, it's almost like they put it on cruise control. And it reminds me a lot of Nebraska at a little higher level.
Yeah,
like
just
we seem to get out, and if we start fast, then we just kind of put it on cruise control. You got to learn to step on their necks.
You got to do what Ohio State did, and
you
got to do what Ole Miss did to Duke, and not give it up. Like keep going. You scored 28 points and you held them to 3. Guess what? Keep scoring. Score another 28. Hold them to 3. Hold them to another 3.
And I don't think anybody.
Six.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody is going to fault a coach for doing that anymore, right? Like,
no.
I mean, I remember when Texas Tech came to Lincoln and scored 70, right? Like, that, like, Mike Leach was unapologetic, right? God bless his soul or rest his soul, but that's just how we played, and I think that's how in the playoff era you're going to have to be, because everybody can slip back in if you don't keep the pedal to the metal. These teams are good enough to come back, and they're confident enough. So, and then we ran into the Ohio State Oregon game. And I think too that where that bye hurt Oregon. I think so. We either cut it to 8 or we go to 16. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think it's still. I mean, I don't know how my feelings are really, but this is such a small sample size where, I mean, next year you could have every single team with a bye win, and it'll be chalk, and you'll have 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3, or however the bracket is set up. You could have that next year. I think this year it just didn't. I don't think teams were quite used to waiting so long between the games. So once it got to it, and you're facing, I mean, look, Oregon got screwed by their seeding. They went undefeated. They got the 1 seed, and their prize was playing Ohio State a second time. Pissed off Ohio State, who wanted revenge at the same time. Like they got screwed by the seeding. And then you had Boise State and Arizona State getting buys in their first round because Arizona State was the conference champion in the Big 12, and Boise State was the highest ranked next conference champion, because although Clemson won the ACC, they were ranked lower than Boise State, so they ended up getting that bye. And it just kind of it screwed some of the teams over, unfortunately. And I don't think that the coaches or the players were quite used to waiting so long between games, so it just kind of messed with their psyches. And you had the teams who just got those games played at their home sites, and then you go to a neutral site game, and this team's been off for 5 weeks, and now you got to play them. I think the one change that I would make is go neutral site for the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or go bowl game for the first week, neutral site for the second week, to reward those top 4 teams for getting those top 4 seeds by giving them an extra home game. I think that would be my only change.
And you can't, I mean, I'm going to assume that, like the way it came down, Oregon got the worst draw, right? And not saying, I mean, I think we got our matchups right for the Final Four, potentially. I mean, could Oregon beat Notre Dame? Could Oregon beat Penn State? They did. Oregon did beat Penn State, right? So, maybe it should be, Notre Dame, Oregon, and so I think it has to be seeded after to conference championships and not just give buys to the conference champions.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a way to go about this where even after the conference championships, you just have to look at it. And I mean, it's not going to be great because it's going to be a lot of humans deciding it, but you have to look at the matchups and just think, okay, I know that this is the fourth best team. Like, you keep your top four regardless of how that is, but then after that, you got to set it up so that it's some decent matchups.
So if that's the case, if we do that, then why go play a conference championship? Because if you lose the conference championship, then
Yes,
you're potentially going to be ranked lower than you are before the conference championship.
exactly, and
So,
that
so
was the
Oregon was been
comparison.
number one all year, right? And they were
Mhm.
number one before the Big Ten conference championship. So if they go and lose that, now they drop down to fifth and they miss a bye, right? So
Yep.
I think we add more teams, we get rid of the conference championships, and we roll.
Mhm.
That's how I see it.
But the thing is, like, if you get rid of the buys and then so you look at it this way where people are like, oh, well, these teams got a bye, but they played in the conference championship. Okay, well, they played an extra week as opposed to some of the teams that didn't play in the conference championship. So they already had buys worked in. So they had a week
Yeah.
an extra week off before going into this, then playing that first week. So really, all of the teams got the same amount of weeks off.
Yeah.
If you really look at it, it's just that when those weeks came,
Mhm.
for some of those teams. So like Ohio State didn't have to play in the conference championship, but they did have to go play Tennessee while Oregon was sitting at home or
Yep.
sitting wherever they were at watching them
Yep.
play. So if Oregon would have missed out on the conference championship and Ohio State played, Oregon would have had to play Tennessee, and maybe Oregon hops into the Rose Bowl against Ohio State and does the same thing Ohio State did to them. You never know. And like I said, next year it could be all four of the teams with buys could roll because they're rested up and they're ready to go. And now they know, maybe Oregon gets another bye this next coming season. Like, okay, we know what we have to do. We know how to prepare and how to not let this happen again. The problem is, as opposed to when you guys played, there's so many regulations on how many padded practices that they can have.
Mhm.
So it's like you can't go full pads and tackling and have these scrimmages, twice or three times a week. You have to, okay, here's full pads this week. We're going shells this week. We're doing walkthrough, or we're doing shells this day. We're doing walkthroughs this day. And it really messes with the flow that you had during the season.
Absolutely. And I think that was always the hardest part is, we didn't have a conference championship. We just, we had to beat Oklahoma.
that was your conference championship.
Right. It was always the last game of the year. You had to beat them to go to the Orange Bowl or the national championship game. And then it was, it seemed like 6 weeks, maybe. Well, I don't know how many weeks it was. It was a long time. It was a long dry spell. And I always thought it was so hard to come back in and get amped up, even at a national champ. Like, it's just a grind, right? Like, it's been a long season. Now we got this huge weight. You're going to practices, you're eating, you're training, you're doing all this. Like, you just want it to be done.
There's no payoff at the end of the week.
Yeah. And so, and there's not that adrenaline rush of running out of the tunnel or running onto opposing team's field and beating them, so it's rough. And so I would like to see it shortened up a bit too. Like, I mean, do we need to play into the end of January? Like, I mean, I get it. It's a TV thing. It's a revenue thing.
It's the New Year's 6. These games have to be played on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Like, it's what we've always done.
It is, but a lot's changed in college football, and I think a lot more can change to make it better. I don't think we need to drag it out to New Year's Day. Let's get it done. I mean, FCS are they done? I think
their championship is Monday.
Yeah. I mean, and they got 16 teams they played, right? And they're done. We're still sitting here kind of wondering.
And they've had a playoff for a long time, and their playoff is their championship is chalk. It's 1 versus 2. Montana State versus North Dakota State.
Yeah, and I think Montana State's probably going to win that one.
Montana State's undefeated.
Really
We're going to have it.
good.
That game's going to be on the airwaves here on Monday. I think it's 7:30. No, 5:30. 5:30 starts. So it'll cut into the last half hour of old school. So if you tune in here, you can hear Montana State and North Dakota State.
And then obviously we had the Notre Dame Georgia game postponed. Hearts out to all the people affected by that, and waited for the fans to show up and
Mhm.
still have a great experience down there for both those teams. And Notre Dame's just got a really good quarterback. They got a really good running back. They got a solid defense. Obviously, I think Carson Beck would have made a difference.
Mhm.
I can't think that he wouldn't have. I mean, it's one of the best quarterbacks in college football, right? Or at least has been for a while. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe he's got a couple national championships, at least one national
Yeah, but
championship,
does
doesn't
he
he?
have those national
I mean,
championships with just the rest of the Georgia team?
hey, he's still the
He's
quarterback,
he
right?
does. Like he has the rings, he has the championships
Yeah.
to his name, but like I never understood, and like this is not taking away anything from him because he's a much better athlete than I am, but like I never felt like he was at the beginning of the season. They were like, "Yeah, he's the best quarterback in the draft, and he's going to be the number one quarterback."
No.
I don't see it. I don't see him as one of the best quarterbacks in the country. I think he's a really good quarterback, and he's on a
Yeah.
really good Georgia team, surrounded by amazing athletes.
Yep.
But in terms of like one of the best I mean, yeah,
Right.
I would take him as one of the best quarterbacks, but if I'm building a team, he's not the first quarterback or the second or the third or the fourth that I'm going to go out and get.
He's still been your leader for those years and through all those games, and to not have him, that's got to be tough. I don't,
You're right.
I thought the backup guy, he's not shabby. I mean, he's not horrible, but
Gotta
Notre
learn to
Dame
hold on
just
to the ball.
and I saw a cool thing. It said Georgia won the SEC championship. Notre Dame beat Georgia. Northern Illinois beat Notre Dame, so Northern Illinois is the SEC champion, and I'm all for that. We might
Those are the rules.
might as well give Northern Illinois the SEC championship.
There you go. Love it.
So,
Shout out to the Huskies.
right? Got a good Kevin Stein's boys down there. Joe Stein from Grand Island is playing on Northern Illinois team, so shout out to those guys. Pretty crazy that Notre Dame loses to Northern Illinois, and now they're in the semifinal. And they got a good matchup with Penn State. Looking forward to that on Thursday, and then the Ohio State Texas game on Friday. I think we should have some really good games here. I think Ohio State may take it to Texas. I really do. I think
Yes. That I don't even think that it's really that big of a question. I think Ohio State has found I think that Chip Kelly's been sandbagging the offense all season. I think he's been holding back because these last two games for Ohio State was not what we have seen this entire season.
Just throw it to number 4. All you got to do is throw it up, and he'll go get it. Triple coverage, like that guy's something else.
He is amazing.
It was fun to watch.
And
so
he has 2 more years of college left.
Yeah. And do we play him next year? I don't think we do.
No, we get Penn State next year. We get Drew Aller, who's coming back for another year. But no Ohio State
for next year. Yeah, no Ohio State. I think they come back in 2027, I believe, if I was looking right.
Okay, perfect.
So,
he'll be gone.
Yeah. So hopefully
they'll have somebody else, but
right, they'll have somebody else. They'll probably have a Williams kid or something like that.
Yeah, it's just like the simplest names. It's nothing crazy. It's just like, Williams, Jones, Johnson.
Yeah,
and you're just like, oh yeah, this guy, perfect.
So I got to shout out my son. I stole his Bad Boys sweatshirt.
That looks nice. Is it comfy?
Yeah, it's awesome. I don't know.
Was it still wet?
No. But, I don't know if he's getting this one back, but he had a great time out there. Big win for the Huskers. I did talk about that a little bit on the show on Sunday that I did with 24 or
NXT 24.
Yeah, NXT 24. But he had a great experience out there. I think all the players did. I think now maybe they'll be like, man, this is what this is like, right? Because none of them had ever experienced a bowl game. So I think it was a great stepping stone for the program, and hopefully we can build on that. And we'll maybe talk a little bit more of that after the break. Are we close to a break here, Rico?
We're close to a break. We can talk a little. If you want to, so I sent a limit. I want to mention this real quick. So I sent a tweet out during the Oregon-Ohio State game because the Heisman Trophy finalists, all 4 of them, at the point before Oregon ended up losing, 3 of the 4 Heisman finalists lost their bowl games, and they did not have the greatest statistics. So here we go. The winner, Travis Hunter, had 4 receptions for 104 yards, 1 touchdown, and 4 tackles in their bowl game loss to BYU. Ashton Genty, Boise State, the second place finisher for the Heisman, had 30 carries for 104 yards. He still, had some amazing broken tackles, some really good runs, but 30 carries for 104 yards, no touchdowns. Boise State loses to Penn State. Cam Ward, we all know what happened with Cam Ward. Only played 1 half of football, 12 for 19, 190 yards, 3 touchdowns. Miami lost to Iowa State in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Again, he only played 1 half. He could have had better stats, but he only played 1 half for whatever reason. And then Dylan Gabriel, who I had to throw this in there, is down 34-8 at halftime, is 15 of 23 for 126 yards and 1 touchdown. His final, let me go and get his final stat line just so we can be fair to him. Dylan Gabriel finished 29 of 41, 299 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So, pretty good stats, but you lost 20.
All 4 of them lost.
Throwing the ball.
There is a Heisman curse a little bit, I think.
There's got to be. And then, so the guy who finished 5th, Cam Scadaboo, he had the best stats out of all of them.
But he still lost.
And he still lost. 30 carries, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1-for-1 passing, 42 yards and a touchdown, and 8 receptions, 99 yards. Yeah. He had easily the best bowl game out of all of the Heisman top 5. I think all 5 of them lost.
You can't argue he had the best bowl game of anybody this year, in my opinion. I mean, playing against the highest level talent and all that.
I'd say aside from Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, I guess. But, Jeremiah Smith's stat line was crazy.
But we'll just say, out of the Heisman finalists, easily Cam Scadaboo is the best. Was the best in the bowl game.
I was like, he's got a little tick. He shakes his head a lot.
Yeah.
And so I tried to get to the bottom of that. Evidently, his helmet irritates him. And so he's always he's like, it doesn't fit right.
There's an itch that he just scratches by shaking his head.
Yeah. So
he
says even officials will ask him, you're after a big hit, and he shakes his head, you all right? And that's what I kept thinking too. And I'm like, maybe it's a tick. I don't know. But, that was the first thing I know, because that's the first Arizona State game I've watched as well. So I was like, that's weird. And then from what I understand, I kind of did some research. He doesn't like how the helmet fits on his head.
Why doesn't he get a different helmet?
I mean, the helmets are the helmets. You'd think that they can put some air in there, take some air out, something. But
whatever, dude. Wear a skull cap or something. Whatever.
Yeah,
you're an amazing running back. I'm not gonna. Maybe it's just a thing. Maybe the helmet.
I just think he's getting in the zone. That's what I thought. He's like, oh, I'm gonna get somebody.
He's like, nice.
Kind of what I thought at first.
Itch on the back of my head. I gotta scratch.
Yeah, I just gotta hit somebody, right? So saw some big hits though. He took some big hits and he gave out some big hits. Man, he's fun to watch. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be interesting how he potentially fits on an NFL team. Mm-hmm. I think that's kind of, you know what I mean? You hope he does well, right? But, is he a Rex Burkhead kind of guy? He's a little bit too big for that, But
he catches the ball really well out of the backfield. He runs hard. He holds on to the ball, really good balance. He has everything that you want, but it's just, can he be, he's shown to be the workhorse in college, but can he do that in the NFL?
Yeah.
We'll see. I hope. Unfortunately for running backs,
level,
a 3rd round draft pick.
Yeah. So cool. All right. When we come back on the Power Hour, we're going to talk about why New Year's resolutions don't work and what to do instead. Big shout out to Window World of Lincoln and Set the Bar Sups, as well as Exarban Spine and Sport, who's another sponsor of the show. Appreciate you guys. We'll be back after these messages.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
The Body Lab, located at 14th and Yankee Hill, is Lincoln's premier physical therapy and recovery lab. The Body Lab offers trigger point dry needling, cupping therapy, joint manipulation, and so much more. Looking to relax and relieve stress after a long day or difficult workout? The Body Lab's recovery lab is the ideal spot. Featuring infrared sauna, a cold plunge tub, or if you're just looking for enough space to stretch out and reset your mind. Learn more about memberships and schedule your service today at thebodylablnk.com or visit the Body Lab in person at 14th and Yankee Hill Road.
Back to the Power Hour with Todd Uhlir on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we're back with the Power Hour. It is segment 2. We're here and on the ticket 93.7. Rico, do you do any New Year's resolutions? Did you get any done?
No, I stopped doing New Year's resolutions.
Okay, good.
I never
Well,
stick to them.
Obviously, that's
it. To them.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to give you something you can stick to the rest of the year. And why resolutions don't work, right? There's usually a lack of clear focus, right? Like resolutions are pretty vague. I'm going to quit drinking. Okay. It's pretty vague. Like, well, quit drinking on Mondays or, or every day. Like,
that's how you keep it.
You'll say, I'm going to decrease my amount of drinking. All right. Nothing. I don't drink personally, but or I'm going to lose some weight. Right. Or I'm going to get fit. So usually pretty vague. And then usually some overwhelming expectations, right? How many times did you say, man, I'm going to get fit this year? And you go to the gym for, an hour, 3 days in a row, January 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and you're like, I'm done. Like this stuff hurts. Like, okay, I'm good. Right. So, and just have some unrealistic goals. Like I'm going to drop 20 pounds in January. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's specific, but yet it leads to burnout because honestly, I can lose 20 pounds in 30 days, but it's hard and you can't sustain that kind of level. So, and then no system for follow through, right? Motivation fades without a structured plan. So like I love the book by James Clear, Atomic Habits. Start with the smallest thing and work your way up. So, and then the all or nothing mentality is another one that I see a lot of is guys like, I'm either going to eat clean or I'm not. Like it's one or the other, or I'm going to work out or I'm not going to work out at all. Rico, like I'm either going to work out or I'm not going to work out at all. It's like,
I'm at like a nice in between where there's like some workouts and some like I'll work out like twice a week and then I won't work out for like 2 weeks and I'm like I should really get back to that, and then I'll work out like 4 times and then I just stop for no apparent reason. It's not like oh, this is hard or this is I don't have the time. It just stops and I'm like, why did I stop?
Right. And things get in the way, right? So I think that's always critical too, is like, why is this in the way? Right. So, some common resolution failures, like what I see, overestimating your willpower, setting too many goals. Like I'm going to, stop drinking. I'm going to work out. I'm going to eat clean. I'm going to, meditate every day. I'm going to do this. Like,
just changing your entire life.
Too many things. Right.
Yeah.
Ignoring your habits. That's another one. If there's no change in your daily behaviors to support your goals, there's going to be no change. If nothing changes, nothing changes. That's like, so and I always start with one, right? So when I decided like, this is enough, my blood pressure's high, I could die at any point. Like literally my doctor's like, we normally call ambulances for guys with this high blood pressure, right? This was 6 years ago. He's like, you sure you feel okay? I'm like, I feel great. He's like, no, you need to do something about this. So I just said, I'm going to do 20 minutes every single day of some type of dedicated, cardio. All right. Not lifting weights, not doing it. Like even if it's a walk. At the time I got on my bike, right? It was November of 2019 when I started this. So today's 1,876 days, 268 weeks. I don't know, a lot. That I haven't missed a 20-minute day because I just made that the sole focus for so long that you're going to have to absolutely kill me for me not to get that done.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You literally are going to have to kill me for me to not get my 20 minutes in. Got up this morning, took my dog. We were 30 minutes this morning. Sometimes it's an hour. Sometimes it's just the 20 minutes, right? So ignoring the habits to make the change, right? And then no accountability. Rico, who's checking up on you in your workouts?
Myself, sometimes my wife. But
sometimes
really,
your wife's like,
myself, yeah.
Hey, hun, maybe it's time to go to the gym. She says
He's
that.
Like,
it's
he's
time.
like, have you done anything today?
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I walked up the stairs.
You're paying that gym membership. Are we really utilizing it, right?
Yeah.
So no accountability. So that's, the STB locker room. That's something that I co-founded with Denny Kidwell out in Ohio, as well as Set the Bar Sups. And that's what we do. We're basically your accountability partner. We lay out a plan. We hold you accountable to showing up for yourself, not, and that's big. And I always say the mindset, right? It's not the training. It's not the meal plans that's holding you back. It's the mindset. And so when I took the mindset in that I could die, and I hope most guys never get to that spot. Like, my doctor's like looking at me with that face of like, you could go at any second here. Like, your blood pressure's that high. Weighed 285 pounds at the time. I was happy to say that I'm, 220 now. I've been under 225 for the last couple years. I got all the way down to 210. Didn't like being there, but I'm probably heading that way this year. I turned 50 Wednesday. I've had 2 back surgeries and a knee replacement inside of the span of those 1,876 days, and still didn't miss a day. I get up extra early and go do my walk before surgery, and then get the walk in the next day after surgery. So there's really no excuses, especially when you put your mind to it and you have somebody holding you accountable, right? And then lastly, kind of short-term thinking. Like, fitness is forever in my mind. Like, and it always has been since I was always active, but you got kids, right? You get other obligations and it gets put on the back burner. And what I tell guys is like, listen, if you put your health on the back burner, you're literally not being able to show up for your family the way you potentially could, being fit, having more energy, being more confident, showing up at work more confident, getting promotions, those kinds of things. So, the short-term thinking, this is forever. My last day of doing 20 minutes minimum will be the day I die. So I have that long-term, and having a grandkid that's 1.5 years old changed my perspective completely on that, because it's like, okay, I'm 50, she's 1. Like, when she's 30, I'm going to be 80, that changes. And I know you're still young, Rico, you're still young.
Yeah.
But I'm 50.
31.
Like, I'm more than half dead when you think about it. Right. So, just, you can't really, look for the short, like the quick fixes just don't stick. Right. And that's why so many, and you are being marketed to every single day on every single thing that you open up, especially if you've ever clicked on this guy's program or this product or things like, you are being fed stuff to make money. And that's where we at the locker room, where I feel we differentiate ourselves. We're here to help you. Yes, there's money involved, but we're not going to rake you through we want to become your partner, right? We want to become your team. We're your coaches. You got teammates. It's a lot of fun. And we just built out a brand new community app. So we're excited about that for 2025. So we're kind of taking our game to the next level. We've got a fascinating new product coming that, Rico, you will definitely be using. It's unreal. I can't divulge everything yet until we get everything done, but we're excited about that. This product's been able to help me push harder this last week than I pushed since my back surgery, and my last back surgery in 2023, with no soreness.
Wow. Very
no soreness. Like, you're not sore. It's crazy. So,
okay,
and it's legal. It's legal. But yeah, so what to do instead? Focus on one word. Okay. A single guiding word to anchor all your actions. All right. So why one word works: provides clarity and direction, simplifies decision making, and reinforces positive habits daily. Inside the locker room, our word is dominate. So whether you're going to dominate your fitness, whether you're going to dominate your family, and that sounds bad, but like, dominate being the best for your family, dominate your finances, dominate your fun, dominate your faith, right? So use one word, and that is the key to success inside of reaching any goal you want, no matter what, pillar of life you're looking at. Focus on one word, use that one word. We're using dominate. So hopefully that helped you guys. I know we got to take another quick break and we'll come back and finish up. So thanks for joining me on the Power Hour. We'll be back after these messages here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy new year. They are thankful for many things from 2023 and hope that 2024 brings prosperity for you and starts off well for everyone in your life. This important message comes to you from Bart and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
Time for a new heating and cooling system? Get the options, brand, and efficiency that best fits your family and your home. Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds. On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes. Feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Associations and this station.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl, Jordan, with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Let's talk commitment. And what better way to do that than with some shiny, sparkly jewelry? Am I right? Now, I'm not suggesting you have to rush, but if you're considering making a significant move, do your planning. We offer financing and payment plans. Lock down your selection with confidence. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Wellman Plumbing at 402-434-2400 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-434-2400.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services.
Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to the Power Hour with Todd Uhlir on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the Power Hour. This is our last segment. Thanks for joining us. We're going to finish this bad boy off. If you guys want to, send your one word to me. Like, find me on social media. I'm all over the place. Send your one word to me that you're going to focus on for 2025, and then we'll see how much better that works than trying to focus on a million things. But I'm going to dominate 2025. I've already started it super strong. Hit some awesome workouts this week. Got a bunch of things inside of my business built. Just absolutely on fire right now, and gonna keep dominating the rest of the year. So let's change up and let's go back to this playoff seemingly crazy thing that's been going on. We know like some of these teams should have made it, some of them shouldn't, but I think we've got a great semifinal matchup.
Mm-hmm.
In my heart, I want Penn State and Ohio State in my heart. Like, I think that would be the Big Ten kind of has shown its dominance in bowl games this year. I feel.
I think they're 8-4 as a conference.
Yeah, and I don't know.
No,
what the
9-4 after Minnesota won.
Yeah, and I don't know about the SEC, but I don't think they're doing that great. So I was pulling for Duke. It looked good for like 4 minutes. And
then Lane Kiffin was like, "Nah, this ain't happening."
Yeah. So
they threw it like a 69-yard touchdown pass with like a minute left because Lane Kiffin's like, "I don't care anymore."
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, and that's all right. So we've got first up on Thursday, Notre Dame, Penn State. Notre Dame's quarterback, what's his name?
Riley Leonard.
That
transferred
guy,
from Duke.
Did you watch him break his leg last year?
Yes.
Did you see that? That was nasty. It was insane. I can't believe this guy even is still walking.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's leading Notre Dame to the semifinals. That was one of the worst breaks I've ever. I don't know why I was watching Duke. I think was it Duke, North Carolina, or something like that. I can't remember.
I don't remember. It was close.
I don't know what I was watching that game live when it happened. I'm like, man.
I think Duke they were ranked pretty high.
Yeah, they were ranked. Yeah,
I think that was why. Like, because I was watching that one too when it happened. Yeah. And I really like Riley Leonard as a quarterback.
Yeah, he's an amazing quarterback, and he's just proven that except Northern Illinois beat him. So
yeah,
if Notre Dame wins the national championship, Northern Illinois they could pull a Scott Frost and claim that they're national champs. Or I think they lost some other
irrelevant.
So, but so I my heart wants Penn State, but I just feel Notre Dame's going to be too much. They're playing too well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they have in the last since they've had to play 2 games, they've lost some players to injury. So I think that's the next thing you got to look at with these is Notre Dame having to play potentially 4 games, right? To win
first round, second round, Final Four championship. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, are you going to be deep enough, right? Because they've had some key injuries. Just not to their quarterback, thank goodness, because he's fun to watch. And, so I'm going to take Notre Dame to beat Penn State. And I don't even know the spread. I don't care. I really never played that game, but I just like you either win or you lose, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to take Notre Dame to beat Penn State. I usually pick wrong, so maybe that will help my heart win with Penn State. So, but I think it'll be a great game. I think Penn State's defense is phenomenal, but they're just too. They stopped Ashton Genty, and I think what's his name? What's the running back for Notre Dame?
I don't remember.
He's really good too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good. I want to say Hart or something like that, but they got a dual-headed, like, okay, you can stop a one-dimensional team. Can you and they kind of proved against Ohio State that they can't beat a two-dimensional team or a really good two-dimensional team. And I think Notre Dame's right there. And then, so who do you got? Are you not ready to pick yet?
I am. So I think Penn State got lucky in their first two matchups where they get SMU and Boise State. They usually crumble under the pressure of facing a top 10 team. They haven't really faced a true top 10 team quite yet. In my estimation, I really like SMU and I really like Boise State, but they're just not truly those top 10 teams that Penn State has to face. I really like Notre Dame, but I don't think that they're going to have enough weapons, and I don't think Riley Leonard throws the ball enough for Notre Dame to get the win. Shout out to Xavier Watts, the safety for Notre Dame, though, out of Omaha Burke, doing great things. But I'm gonna lean more Penn State. I think they're more balanced, and I think they finally get that win over a top 10 team to make it to the national championship. I don't feel good about that pick, but I'm gonna lean Penn State. Although I really like Marcus Freeman and the Golden Domers.
I just feel if I pick Penn State, they'll lose. So I'm picking Notre Dame.
Ah, there you go. Reverse psychology.
That's just how it works for me typically. So then I think Ohio State, Texas on Friday. Man, if Ohio State plays the way they played the last 2 weeks or two games, they're unstoppable. I mean, we already know they got a ton of talent. I think you're right. Were they sandbagging a little? I don't know, but Michigan will have. If Ohio State wins the national championship, Michigan's going to have a claim to it too, right?
Yeah, they'll have a claim.
Going down and beating Alabama. That was
they'll mention it. They'll be like, "Hey guys, remember that time we did that thing?"
I dislike Ohio State. I dislike Michigan. I dislike anybody in the Big Ten that's not Nebraska, right? So, but you always kind of cheer for. I do. I cheer for them in the bowl games. Like it was awesome to see Michigan beat Alabama. It was great. And now everybody's leaving Alabama. It sounds like at least I think one person entered the portal for sure.
They'll still be good. It's Alabama.
Yeah, it's Alabama.
Plus, Kalen DeBoer is a real good coach.
Yeah, and he is. And I think his first year at Alabama. I mean, it's a big change.
It's tough to follow the guy.
Yeah, it's always tough to be the guy that follows the guy, right?
You want to be the guy that follows the guy who followed the guy.
And I just I think Texas has a lot of weapons and they got a lot of talent, but it just seems like Georgia just had their number, beat them twice. And I think Ohio State, if Ohio State played Georgia at their peak with Carson Beck, I think Ohio State beats them. So I don't see a chance in I don't want to, there's no reverse psychology here. I don't think there's a chance in the world that Texas beats Ohio State unless Ohio State just has a brain. Yeah, like they did against Michigan. But I got a ton of clients in Ohio. I went out to the Ohio State-Nebraska game and met with a lot of them and had a great time. And, I mean, they literally, when they lost to Michigan, they were like, fire Ryan Day. And I'm still like, you guys are nuts. Like, he's a really good coach. You're still in the playoff. It actually turned out probably pretty good for them the way it all turned out. Like, had you beat Michigan, you go get, potentially Oregon beats you in the Big Ten championship or you get some guys hurt. Like, I don't know. Like, I always think things come out the way they need to. So excited about this week. That'll be a lot of fun. And then we'll talk about it next Saturday morning about the playoffs and what actually happened. Did Notre Dame be able to beat Penn State? Did Texas shocks the world and beats Ohio? Because I don't think anybody but Texas fans thinks Texas can beat Ohio State. I really don't think so. It'll be awesome. So thanks for joining us on the Power Hour. We'll be back next week with the college football playoff semifinal results, and we'll talk some more strength and training and New Year's we'll see how many people are still on their New Year's resolutions next Saturday. They say the second Friday in January is called Quitter's Day. So yesterday was the first January, first Friday in January. Next week is the second. So thanks for joining me. We'll see you next week, guys. God bless. Much love. Peace out.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts